Hello there, guys. It's Ben here from SW6 Lions TV. I hope you're all well. Tonight we've got Georgie. How are you, mate?
All good, mate. Yourself?
Yeah, mate. All good. Bobby, you all right?
Yeah, very well, thanks.
And finally, we've got the judge. How are you, mate? The return?
Yeah, all good, thanks. All good,
good as you can be, eh?
Can't wait for the weekend, can't wait.
Right, Lee, we'll come straight to you. First of all, just tell me a little bit about your game at Brentford the other night.
We were rubbish there. I'll move on, so that's
What went wrong?
No, it weren't good. It weren't good. I just all the things I think we all knew was going to happen, So a couple of positives in the week, obviously, with the couple of new signings, but I don't know how every other Arsenal fan feels. I feel they're good signings, but nothing really exciting at this moment in time. We need an exciting side. So, do you know, like Chelsea, I think right now you sign Lukaku, it gives you that excitement that you possibly could go on and win the league this year. And as I said, I think your favourites for it now if City don't sign Kane. So on Arsenal, we're not in that facility where we're looking to get a championship, but we're looking probably to get into the top four, challenge for it. But ultimately, the signings we've done are not going to get us there. And so we need a bit more work. Whether that can be done or not, I don't know. But
really? You have signed Ramsdale?
Yeah, Ramsdale, you know what I mean? Don't knock it, you know what I mean? I think you wasted a lot more money on one of your goalkeepers, so who come off the pitch. So I think at the end of the day, Chelsea fans can say a lot of stuff, but not on the goalkeeping department. You can keep that to yourself,
Right, Georgie, we'll come on to you. What did you see that? How did you see that game? How did that go for you? What went wrong?
Yeah, I think it was sort of what we all feared, what we all sort of half expected. It was always going to happen, I think. What shocked me is how unprepared for their tempo we were. They were first to every ball, pressing us high, and it seems like we were surprised by that. And then the obvious again, Tony, he was always going to be physical, always going to sort of try and make it stick and play off him, and we let him do it. So it was frustrating to see, but sort of expected it. I think even the commentators before were talking and said if it's a typical Arsenal performance, we could get beat here, and Brentford are probably excited about playing us. I don't think anyone fears us in the league at home.
No. Bobby, going on to our game, you must have been impressed with our performance. Who have Arsenal got to worry about?
What the weekend? Well,
yeah.
Well, I wouldn't worry too much about Werner, but yeah, I think Lukaku, if he's playing, we don't really know, do we, at the moment? It depends what team he puts out. We never know who's going to play, do we? I mean, is Kanté back? Is Havertz going to play up top? Or, I mean, Pulisic scored, didn't he? He tries hard. Hopefully he's coming back into a bit of form. I'd like to see a little bit of form from Mason Mount as well, because I think he's been a little bit off the boil towards the end of last season, and it'll be good to see him get back up to the levels that he was before. But yeah, we've got goals everywhere, really. What we need to do if we do play Arsenal, we need to get on to a good start, because that's what we did against Palace. And we got the second goal, which we so often don't. And then we're all sweating again for the last sort of 15, 20 minutes. But if we can get that second goal every time, then we really sort of calm down and just knock it around, don't we?
Yeah. Hold on to the ball. Yeah, good one. George and Lee, we'll go with Lee first. What is the difference now? So what do you think the difference now when you look back of when you were like properly competing for the league, like getting top four regularly? Why has it changed? Like, how's it changed this much? Like, because we were talking with Turkish last night and he's saying that it's not even sold out on Sunday.
No, I don't know what's going on with that. I think a lot of those tickets, I think, are put away for the tourists and things like that. And of course, the tourists are not.
Oh, right.
No, and I think that the cheapest tickets for those ones that are saying available are around about £90. Then I mean, it's a lot of money.
Yeah.
To be spending. I mean, I don't even like put them down. So like I think the cheapest. If don't quote me on this, I think it's like £70 or £80 on Sunday. And some people just can't afford that, and obviously like the tourist quota would have nipped them up straight away. So I don't really know, so and Chelsea ain't the most attractive team to come to the Emirates, are they? Like, you know what I mean? So they don't. So that's probably what it is. But
no one No one wants to watch a European champion.
Well, the other thing, well, the European champions, exactly, think they put a few more on the gate. But I'll tell you what, I'll be honest with you. I think a lot of Arsenal fans don't want to spend 90 quid knowing you're going to lose. That's the trouble with at the Arsenal, admit, like, you know.
How's it got to that? How's it got to that this point with Arsenal?
Because there's been a gradual decline. There's been a gradual decline over since we've gone to the Emirates, really, like, you know. Listen, when we left the Ivory to go into the Emirates, we had 8, 9, maybe even more than that. You could turn around and say were world-class players, and I mean world-class players. You can't say that now. There ain't one world-class player in the team. And that's the difference, you know. Like, you know, we had the whole team had world-class. Henry, Vieira, you know, Sol Campbell. They were all world-class players. No one could argue that fact. You know, I mean, Ashley Cole, you know, as you well know, was the best left back in Europe, if not the world at that time as well. So we had it all over the pitch. Perez, you know, I can go on and on and on. But like World Cup winners, you know, I mean, we now look at the team now. We've hardly got any team and hardly any players playing in the Euros. But we had players winning those competitions, not just entering them, winning them. So it's just been a gradual decline, and you know, you can make excuses that Chelsea and the Abramovich money's come in, and Manchester City and the money's come in there, but take you two guys away from that. We're not even competing with Manchester United no more. We're not competing with Liverpool. We're a mile off of it. So when people turn around and go, "Oh, it's the oil money or it's Abramovich's money," we're miles off of the other teams as well. And it's just been a gradual decline. That's how it's been, like, you know.
Yeah, no, that's true. Georgie, if you lose on Sunday, would you get rid of Arteta?
I think I said to you last night, there's 5 games coming up where I think sort of decide his job.
If you get smashed on Sunday, 3-0, you getting rid of him?
Well, I thought he should have gone in the close season. So yeah, I personally would, but they won't. But I think he's got 5 games to turn it around if he can. City, Tottenham, and obviously you guys Sunday. Then we've got Norwich and Burnley. If we can't turn it around in those games and pick up, you know, sort of 12, 13 points, it's going to be a tough ride for him. I think, and it's going to be sort of writing on the wall.
Do you agree with that, Lee? Would you get rid of him?
Listen, I've lost faith in him. Like, you know, and even if we beat Chelsea on Sunday, which I don't think we will, but if we did, that ain't good enough. You know, for me, he's going to have to do more than that. You know. We beat Chelsea in December, and that saved his job, if I'll be honest. And, you know, there was still, people go, "Oh, we had a great run after that." Yeah, we still got knocked out of the FA Cup. We still lost in Europe against Villarreal without playing a forward and things like that. So, listen, I've lost the trust in him. He's going to have to win it back from as far as I'm concerned. But, so... Listen, if he loses on Sunday, which I expect him to do, I don't think he'll lose his job. But I think if he loses to West Brom on Wednesday night, then I think that he's going to lose his job, definitely, like that.
Bobby, what's the difference between Chelsea and Arsenal? Consistency. Yeah. Players-wise, obviously we spend loads of money. We make plenty of mistakes as well with the money. But you know, obviously a high percentage of those are top quality players. We're not obviously frightened to get rid of people, managers, etc. I think if we lose to Arsenal, Tuchel will be out on Monday, won't he? I'm only joking.
But, it might be.
It's possible, but we're never surprised anymore what happens at Chelsea, because you know, weird things go on there, but you know, they seem to just keep bringing the trophies on, don't they? So. What can we say? You know, we sort of expect a trophy every season, don't we? We've been a while without the Prem, so I'd like to see us really challenging for that this season. I don't see Arsenal challenging for the Prem this season. I reckon, I think I don't think they're quite that bad, but let's say they've been 8th last couple of seasons. They've got to be looking to get better than that, haven't they? Really.
What are your ambitions this year?
Well, Arsenal.
Yeah.
Well, just to go on and get into the top 4, you have to take, you know, small steps, because I've got to go now. So I just want to say a couple of things before I do. There's a difference between Arsenal and Chelsea, and Chelsea are ruthless. Chelsea, like, you know, had the we're probably in the same position as us with Frank Lampard, who's more of a legend than Arteta. Done it. Look what happens. You know what I mean? There's no acceptance of mediocrity at Chelsea from top down to the fans. You know, and that's the difference. There's a ruthlessness about Chelsea now, whether you like it or whether you don't. You know, that's the way it is. You know, there's a ruthlessness about Chelsea when they go into the transfer market. Yes, they've got the power to spend it and all that, like, but ultimately, you know, what we want Lukaku, we go and get Lukaku, like, you know, and that's the difference between the two teams. And Arsenal should be similar to that, but on a little bit of a lesser scale. But we're not, and that's unfortunately where we are, like, you know. So, guys, I've got to jump off. But listen, Lee, I can't say good luck for Sunday. I
would say the same to you, but I don't wish you any luck.
You know, but we'll catch up later on, and definitely, like, you know what I mean.
Yeah,
like,
cheers for coming on, mate.
You guys, take care,
take care, mate.
Take care.
They're all depressed after one game against Brentford.
You know what? So we've had obviously you, Lee, and Turkish on. You all sound so down.
Oh, beaten men. This is what it's like supporting Arsenal.
You go for at the end of the day, Brentford come up, you know, they're on a high, aren't they? And they're going to be at it. They were at it, and Arsenal weren't at it. But this week it can all be different. You can be at it, and we ain't at it, and then you nick a win or whatever, you know, and then it's all forgotten about, you know.
I think this is
the actual Brentford result. I think I can sort of you can get over. You sort of accept the fact that we haven't got those sort of players that can get up for that sort of game. But it's like the activity in the transfer market, the sort of sniffing around players like Maddison and stuff like that, and then nothing happening. I don't think we've brought in the right players, and we've got a manager that probably isn't going to take us any further than he does at the moment. So it's just frustration.
It is more than that one game, isn't it? It's not just that one game.
Yeah. It's the last 18 months, really. So I'll tell you, the last high we had was beating you boys in the FA Cup final. That was it, and then since then it's been a sort of downward spin, really.
Yeah, done a double over us last year, and all.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. I mean, that game at home, the 3-1, that was a nice game, but obviously the fans weren't there. You can really properly enjoy it, so it gets forgotten quite quickly, especially when you finish 8th. You don't remember results like that, unfortunately.
You ain't played us under Tommy yet either, have you?
Have we not?
No,
not competitively.
Lampard twice.
Benny, I've got a question for you and Bobby. Let's have it right? And I'll come back with a reply to this as well. If you could have any Arsenal player out of the current squad in Chelsea playing, who would you take?
Ooh.
And be careful because there's loads to choose from.
Jesus.
I genuinely actually think it's fairly easy, to be fair.
Saka.
I know you'd say Saka.
Yeah.
But who do you put him in for?
I wouldn't say he'd get in every week. He wouldn't get in every week, but he'd be there or thereabouts, wouldn't he?
Yeah, but then who plays wider? I think he gets in front of Pulisic.
Maybe his form at the moment.
Yeah.
George, that's a great question, mate, because you had me stunned for about a minute there. I would say the same back to you, but Jesus Christ, you'd have the whole team, wouldn't you?
Do you know what? Who would I have out?
Who would you from Chelsea? Who would you not have in your team?
Who would I not have? Oh, fucking hell. That's probably a better question, isn't it?
Yeah.
Positionally, I mean, you go around the team, you think you're probably better in most departments, really.
But then on Sunday, you will turn up on Sunday. I know it.
I'd take Ben White over most of your centre backs and Gabriel. But then Thiago Silva, when he's fit and playing, he's obviously the best centre back out of the two teams. But
I think Zuma's probably not Zuma. Rudiger's probably the strongest at the moment.
Yeah, so I've never been a fan. I don't watch him enough.
Yeah, no,
Chelsea fans didn't like him, and now they seem to sort of love him again. So
yeah, he's sort of becoming a bit of a legend.
I'd probably take Havertz. So I think I like him. I think he's a good player, really good player, and I think he's.
Tierney might get in the Chelsea team and all.
I think Tierney walks in the team. You haven't really got a left back, have you? Really, Alonso plays, but
he would.
He plays against the lesser teams and sort of gets by. But I mean, Emerson, you've let him go now, haven't you?
Ben
Chilwell.
He's forgettable.
Tierney probably is better. Yeah, Tierney probably is better than him. To be fair,
I'd take Havertz.
What do you think of Havertz?
Myself?
Me?
Yeah.
Who?
Bobby?
Who? Me?
Yeah.
What I think of Havertz?
I don't think you're sure about him yet.
I'm not sold on him 100%. I see a bit of Ozil in him.
Yeah, do you know, I swear on my life, I was just about to say the same thing in terms of attitude. He looks quite disinterested a lot of time.
Very languid, and you know, won us the Champions League. So what can you say? He scored some good goals, but yeah, I'll give him this. We'll have a look at him this season and see what it's all about, because I don't know how he's going to fit in. How are they all going to fit in? I don't know. He's got a juggling job to do.
Yeah.
And then if you lose the team and all that, and then you start hitting problems, you lose a couple of games, and then he wants to know why he ain't playing and whatever. You know, it's a very thin margin of being successful and unsuccessful, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah. That's the football, though, isn't it?
It is. Yeah.
It does seem to be quite sort of common at your club as well, and that's genuinely not taking the piss, but like a lot of the players seem to be upset quite easily, and then it's sort of it's like a domino effect, and they all sort of turn on the manager. I think obviously Tuchel looks like he knows how to manage a team, but I think you're right. If someone gets pissed off quite quickly, it can then obviously have quite a quick effect, and then you start getting players not want to play for you, and it's.
Mate, you see a few defeats. I'll tell you what, it'll start crumbling. But at the moment, it's all good. So we're going to.
Do you know what? One thing I've got to say, right? And don't get me wrong, I'm envious of the purchase, but Lukaku, I can still see that going wrong. He is not a given to score 25 goals in the Premier League this season. I know he's done it in Italy. Italy is a completely different league to the Premier League. Bar 3 or 4 teams, there's teams in the Italian league that get relegated in the Premier League quite easily, that finish 6th and 7th.
Yeah.
But he's got to do it now. He's got to do it again, because you've got to look back only a couple of years ago. He was doing it for United and was struggling.
George, I don't even think we really wanted him. I think our main target was Haaland, because we couldn't get him. I think he was like our second option, and he had a
bad second option, but he's got to find that form that he's got in Italy. And like, you look at him in the Euros, and don't get me wrong, he had a few good games, but he wasn't red hot. Do you know what I mean? And then he start up against some big defenders again, and sort of playing in a proper league.
Yeah, no, I totally agree.
I do feel they might go in for Haaland again next season as well.
Well, even after Lukaku?
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised.
Because he won't.
Then you can buy Werner for 100 million.
Yeah. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? We'll whack him on an 8-year deal and put him on 400 grand a week, just to make sure he's comfortable.
Then you won't get rid of him.
Yeah.
Sign him. He'll be on the bench.
Honestly.
No, that's a joke. Anyway, Bobby, what's your prediction? You went 1-1 yesterday, didn't you? You changed. Yeah,
no, I still think it's a tough old game for us. It always is when we go there.
Yeah.
I'm sticking 1-1.
1-1. I'm going.
The one thing I think that goes for us, we are backs against the wall now. We are banging trouble.
Yeah.
And I think the players have to find some form of performance.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying it'll be enough to win the game, but we have to find something. If we capitulate like we did against Brentford, it's just going to be completely unacceptable. So I think they've got to find something. And yeah, I mean, I'm not holding much hope, but it would be a typical Arsenal performance to come back and bounce back and, I don't know, win 2-0 or so, don't you?
Yeah, totally would. And I'll be pissed off. I'll ruin my weekend. Losing to Arsenal.
Yeah,
or Tottenham, but yeah.
I'll make my weekend. I'll come for a beer after the game as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be. Don't worry about that. Right, cheers for your time this evening anyway.
No, it's been a pleasure, mate.
Up the Chelsea.
Up the Chelsea.
Into the Arsenal. See you Sunday.